a lot of individuals, institutions, both public and private, to put in mechanisms to try to fight it. And so we want to look at that and really the way forward, and also to bring in as well the recent proposal by the Communications Ministry that indeed a bill has been sent to Parliament to look into this. Of course, I acknowledge as well the Africa Media, digital media as well, who is partnering us. So once again, good morning to you, and you're welcome to this first of 4 dialogues that we'll be having. My name is Beatrice Edu. Without much ado, I would love to invite, and with a round of applause, if you could stand as well, invite our highly esteemed CEO, Group CEO, Madam Beatrice Ajiman, who gave us her opening remarks. Thank you so much.
Very much, Beatrice. Distinguished guests, media practitioners, digital innovators, partners, ladies and gentlemen, good morning and a warm welcome to Media General. I am deeply honored to stand before you this morning to officially open the first digital dialogue under the theme Combating Misinformation in the Digital Age, which also marks the official launch of the Africa Digital Festival, a visionary initiative that will culminate into a groundbreaking 5-day festival in December. We stand at an inflection point in human history. Never before has information traveled so fast, reached so far, or influenced so profoundly. In Ghana alone, we have over 24 million internet users, with social media penetration exceeding 8 million active users. According to recent studies, false information spread 6 times faster than the truth on social media. In our own media landscape here in Ghana, we've seen how a single false tweet of a doctored video can destroy decades-old reputations in minutes, and how conspiracy theories can undermine critical national agenda. At Media General, we have witnessed firsthand the evolution of media from the analog age to the digital revolution. For over 2 decades, we have been at the forefront of Ghana's media transformation. From our flagship channel TV3 to our digital platforms, we have consistently championed truth, accuracy, and responsible journalism. But we recognize that traditional approaches are no longer sufficient. The digital age demands digital solutions. It requires new alliances, innovative strategies, and most importantly, collective action. That is why we are proud to spearhead the Africa Digital Festival, a comprehensive platform that brings together all stakeholders in the digital ecosystem to chart a new course for Africa's digital future. The festival will showcase Africa's digital excellence while addressing our digital challenges. Africa has the youngest population in the world. By 2050, 1 in 4 people on Earth will be African. These young people are digital natives, consuming and creating content at unprecedented rates. If we do not equip them with the tools to distinguish facts from fiction, we risk raising a generation vulnerable to manipulation and exploitation. As a traditional media organization that has embraced digital transformation and become digital leaders in Ghana, Media General understands the unique role we play. Traditional media institutions carry something algorithms cannot replicate: institutional memory, editorial judgment, public trust built over decades. But we must evolve. We cannot fight digital age problems with analog age thinking. This is why initiatives like the Africa Digital Festival are crucial. They create spaces where traditional wisdom meets digital innovation, where established institutions partner with emerging platforms. When we reconvene in December for the full festival, we will not just talk about solutions, we will showcase them. We will celebrate African innovations. The Africa Digital Festival, scheduled for December 2025, is evident of what Africa can achieve when we work together. On a personal note, having spent over 2 decades in media, I have witnessed the profound transformation of our industry. I remember when breaking news meant waiting for the evening bulletin. Today, news breaks every second on countless platforms. We have gained immediacy, but risk losing accuracy. We have democratized information, but also weaponized it. Yet, I remain optimistic because in my journey, I have seen the power of media transform societies and a lot of businesses. Digital technology amplifies this power exponentially if we use it wisely. As I officially declare the Digital Media Dialogue and Africa Digital Festival open, I leave you with this thought. In an age where anyone can be a publisher, everyone must be a guardian of truth. Thank you for being here today, and thank you for believing in Africa's digital future. Thank you.
Thank you so much, ma'am. Shall we give another round of applause? A bigger one. And one of the last words, or some of the last words of Madam Beatrice Agyeman was that everyone must be a guardian of truth, since everyone is a publisher. Thank you so much for these words. At this moment, I would like to invite our panel here. We'll be going deeply into this very conversation of combating misinformation in the digital age. Once again, ladies and gentlemen, would you please help me welcome Mr. Amiao Deborah to join us on the panel. Thank you so much, please. We're also honored to have with us Mr. Kweku K. Krobia. Please, a round of applause for him as he joins us. Of course, we have the lady in our midst as well on this panel, Madam Ernestina Sante. Please, a round of applause for her. And of course, last but not the least, we have Mr. Jerry Sam. Please, another round of applause for her, for him, I beg your pardon. Thank you so much. So our panel is set, and we're going to go into this very conversation, and hopefully by the end of our discussion, we should be able to have some solutions proposed. And we heard our group CEO say, Madam Beatrice Agyeman, tell us that in December, when we come for the full festival, we are not going to be presenting solutions. We're going to show it, actually. We're going to show what would have done between now and that time. Gentlemen and lady, thank you so much for joining us once again. I would love to start with you, Mr. Amiao Deborah. Please, your microphones are, if you can see them. Wonderful. Yes, you're going to take us through really what it means for us to have misinformation. Perhaps we'll lay that background first, because we understand that there's misinformation and disinformation. And earlier, Madam Asante, before we came on air, I heard you trying to give us a bit of information about that, and the fact that over the years, even in recent times, we've had a number of conferences, and right here in Ghana, there was a conversation that was held just a couple of months ago, where media people and those in the digital space agreed that when you come to Ghana, a lot of the issues we have to do with propaganda and media houses being in a hurry to publish information rather than checking it because it broke on social media and they don't want to be last going out with the information. So first, let me tell us again that Mr. Miao Deborah is a celebrity blogger. He's a digital media entrepreneur and, of course, one of the most recognized digital influential media personalities. So please help me again, just welcome him with another round of applause. And of course, Mr. Kweku K. Krobia also is a manager with the Fourth Estate and Fact Check Ghana, does investigations, in-depth investigations, also fact checks, and other issues related to the media and the digital space. Please, another round of applause for him as well. Thank you for joining us. Madam Ernestina Asante, digital editor at Ghana Web, and you manage content, verifying whether or not it's true, and the process as well that goes with it. Please, another round of applause for her. Good morning to you, ma'am. And of course, last but not the least, Mr. Jerry Sam, Executive Director, Pen Plus Byte. And you are an expert in media development, innovation, and good governance in Africa. Don't we need that? Good morning to you, sir. Thank you. Another round of applause for him. All right, so let me start with you, Mr. Miao Deborah, first of all. And I heard you in that conversation again with my colleague, Michael Obudu, about how you manage the space. If you could first tell us misinformation and disinformation. Let's have clarity on that before we go into really the challenges and what we need to do.
I think both of them have to deal with putting up wrong information, but disinformation has intent behind it. You do it on purpose, or you are aware that what you're putting out there is not true, but you're putting it out. And it happens for a number of reasons. Sometimes we are just quick to put out information and then we are not doing the right checks to verify so that we don't end up misinforming. And sometimes it's just the information is not there. So we run with what we think we have. And then that moment it may seem like the right thing, but a few moments down the line, you realize that it wasn't as accurate as you put it out. So as for the disingenuous behind disinformation, I don't even want to talk about it. For you to deliberately want to put something out, that is just not right. But sometimes we slip in our jobs. You cannot be perfect, and so a little misinformation is not always it's expected. But then I think also it's important for us to have mechanisms to quickly rectify it once we know what we put out is wrong. Because like we said in our intro, good information may take a long time to travel, but the wrong one or the bad one has legs of electricity and it moves faster. So I think as human as we are, we should be aware that we may not always get it right, but when we get it wrong, we should equally act quickly so that we're able to repair whatever damage it might have caused.
Thank you very much. Briefly, Madam Asante, if you can add just a bit to it. Ghana, we're one of the leading websites in Ghana as well. And in the media space, we're expected to cross our T's and dot our I's. What have you got to add briefly to that before we set the conversation going?
Right. So just like Amayal said, misinformation is you not knowing or getting your facts right before putting out the information. And then with disinformation, you know that what you are putting out is wrong. But because of your ill intent, you decide to let it go for your own agenda. Now, research has shown that 8 million people use social media, and then 90% of the population also have access to smartphones. So once again, like he said, once you post something and it is wrong, it travels faster. Even if you come back to correct it, not all of them will be willing to even read and then know that you've made some changes or corrections in the earlier content that you posted. So we have to be careful, and in as much as people do not read, you should still correct it, because the internet, they say, never forgets.
Indeed, and it's on this note I want to come to you, Mr. Korbia, because Fourth Estate, you publish a lot of in-depth investigative stuff as well. If you can help us understand the landscape of misinformation in Ghana, to what extent this is such a problem that we